Welcome to this video. So in the earlier video we studied about a simple band break problem. Today we'll see differential band break problem. So the difference between simple and differential is, so it is a self-energizing one. Since it is having more leverage, so it is somewhat easier to apply brake on the drum, since it is having some leverage here at the distance of B1 here. Okay. So we'll see what are the other things. So in the band brake, you can see some leverage is given here, that's A. Okay. So the drum rotates clockwise or anti-clockwise. Similar to the simple band brake problem. So wherever the direction of the drum, so this drums makes more tension on this side. So this is T1 and opposite is T2. Similarly here the drum rotates anti-clockwise. Because of this rotation, so the drum makes more tension on only this side of band. So this is T1 and this is T2. You should be able to mark which is T1 and T2 here. So this T1 is acting at a distance of B from fulcrum. Okay. So you should able now you will take moments of a fulcrum O for clockwise rotation. So this is clockwise. So forces acting here is P, T1 and T2. So the P is acting clockwise, T1 is acting clockwise. So T2 will be opposite to T1 and anti-clockwise. So force into perpendicular distance P into L plus, so T1 into P equal to T2 into A. So T2 is acting at a distance of A from fulcrum O. Okay. So P1 into L equal to T2 into A minus, so T1 into B. So this is if it rotates in the clockwise direction. Similarly, if it rotates in the anti-clockwise, now you see, now the T1, the drum exhibits more tension on T1 and T opposite T2 here. Now this P is rotating clockwise and T2 is also rotating clockwise. T1 is opposite to T2. Okay, so these two acting in the same direction. This is in the other direction. So P1 into L, P1 into L plus T2 into B equal to T1 into A. So P1 into L is equal to T1A minus T2B. So if you can able to write this equation, so you can easily solve the differential band problem. The frictional force helps to apply the brake is said to be self-energizing. Yeah. Whenever this load is also helping, it is also self-energizing brake. We will see this. What is self-energizing and self-locking brake? So we also discussed what is self-locking is, whenever if you are not applying the P, still it locks. Okay, so at certain point of condition, if you adjust this length, it will automatically self-lock. So you should be careful to fix the length of this A, small a, so that if you too much reduce the distance, it may automatically self-lock. So you should know how much, even without applying P, locking may be occurring, braking may be occurring. So thus for the differential band brake, for clockwise rotation of the drum, the condition for self-locking is T2A should be less than T1B, and or T2 by T1 should be less than or equal to B by A. We see the previous equation like this. Now clockwise, if this is 0, this will come here, and you can write this equation like this. Always the T2A should be less than T1B for clockwise rotation. For clockwise rotation, this T1 is T2 into A should be less than this T1 into B. So this value should be higher, T2 into A. And for anti-clockwise rotation, so T1A should be less than T2B. This T1A should be less than this T2B. Always you should be careful, this length should be more than this length. If you keep on keeping more length like this, this may self-lock even if you are not applying the force P. Now we will see, already we have seen for clockwise rotation T1B so be greater than T2A, and anti-clockwise rotation we see and T2B should be greater than T1A. So like this. From this earlier you found the equation. This is for self-locking. Similarly for self-energizing, in figure, length OB is greater than OA, then the force P must act in the upward direction in order to apply the brake. The tension in the band, that is T1 and T2, will remain unchanged. Yeah. So these are the conditions of self-locking of brake. So that is when you are applying, even when the P is 0, what will be the length required. So always should maintain the differential length should be greater than this. B should be greater than A. Like this you have to keep based on the tension available carrying due to the rotation of the drum. So these formulas for differential band brake is also available to page number 7.98 of easy data book. Instead, if you understand the concept here, to write the equation right like this, you can able to solve the problem. This is a simple equation you can able to write for clockwise and anti-clockwise direction. Okay. So P into L plus T1 into B equal to T2 into A for clockwise, and P into L equal to T1 into A minus T2 into 5 for anti-clockwise. Now we will see a simple problem of differential band brake. Differential band brake has an angle of contact 220 feet. The band has a compressed woven lining bare against cast iron 300 mm diameter. The brake is to sustain torque 350 Newton meter. Coefficient of friction is 0.3, and find the necessary force for the clockwise and anti-clockwise rotation of the drum. Value of OA for the braking to be self-locking. The drum rotates clockwise. So two questions is asked. One is necessary force when the drum rotates clockwise and anti-clockwise, and value of OA for the brake to be self-locking. Value of OA. So that two question is asked. Now we'll consider the first question. Necessary force for clockwise direction. So the clockwise drum direction is given, and you have to write the equation here. First, will the tension ratio. So T1 by T2 equal mu theta, or 2.3 log T1 by T2 equal mu theta. So you know the mu value is given, theta value is given. Substitute the theta value in radians, multiply by 180. So we get 0.5126. So tension ratio T1 by theta plus 3.256. Now we find out what is the braking torque. So braking torque TB equal to F into R. F is T1 minus T2, difference between the tension. So braking torque given the problem. So T1 minus T2 into R is also given the problem. So you can find another equation, T1 minus T2 equal to 2000 Newton. Earlier we know the relation between T1 by T2. So equating these two, solving these two, we can find out T1 is 886.5 and T2 is 886.5 Newton. Now we are taking moments about fulcrum O. So we are having three forces here. So drum is acting clockwise. If the drum acting clockwise, T1 will be here and T2 in the opposite side. So because of rotation of clockwise of the drum, this drum exerts more pressure or tension on this side of band comparing this to this side. So T1 will be always here, T2. So P is rotating clockwise, T1 is rotating clockwise, and T2 is opposite to T1. So P into 500, T2, okay, T1 should be here, that is you add the clockwise. So T1 into 35, that is percentage distance B, that is OB, and T2 into 150. So P into 500 plus T1 into 35 equal to T1 into 150. So summing all the values, we will get at the end P value is 64 Newton for clockwise rotation. Similarly go for anti-clockwise. Now the equation changes like this. So when it rotates anti-clockwise, now because of anti-clockwise, this drum exerts more tension on this side. So this is T1, and eventually this is T2, and your P is here. Now P is rotating clockwise, T1 is rotating clockwise, and T2 is in the opposite of T1. Okay. So T1 is rotating in this side anti-clockwise, P is acting clockwise. So T1 will be opposite to T1, T2 will be opposite to T1. So these T1 and T2 cannot be on the same side with rotation. Should be careful in putting the value, since you will be confused on seeing this arrow mark. So don't confuse the arrow mark. When the drum rotates, so you see the tension should be here. So whichever the drum rotates direction, T1 will be here. Now P1 into 500 clockwise, and T2 should be here. That is T2 also clockwise, and T1 anti-clockwise. Okay. So P1 into P1 here, and T2, P1 T2 one side, T1 in the anti-clockwise. P1 clockwise, P2 anti-clockwise. And solving this, we will get P values 40947.5. So P will be 804 Newton. This is the answer for rotation of clockwise and anti-clockwise. Now the other question is asked, what is the value of OA brake to be self-locking? Okay, that means when the P is 0, what will be the OA value? That's what is asked, OA. So you make OA as unknown as X, put the OA as unknown as X, and find the P value, put just 0 here. Yeah, so normally if you write this equation, so the drum rotates clockwise, so T1 will be here, T1 will be here, T2 here. So P is also clockwise, T1 is also clockwise, T1, T2 in the opposite side. So P into 500, T1 into OB, and T2 into OA. So this OB is unknown, take it as X. So you can write this equation like this. For brake to be self-locking, P must be equal to 0. So make this equation 0 and take the T1 other side. T1 into OB equal to T2 into OA. Now your OA value is not known. Okay. So to find out OA, T1 into OB by T2. So T1 already we found the value. OB value is fixed at 35, and T2 also we have found out 886.5. Now OA is 114. So instead of 150, if you are keeping the OA value, reduce the OA value 114 for anti-clockwise direction of the drum, your band brake will automatically locks without applying the P 0. Okay, so this is for condition for self-locking. Okay, thank you.